And so, well, listen, because he obviously got really upset. So, like, obviously, there was a terror attack yesterday, and because of that, people like Hasan are going to go out and counter signal as hard as possible about this terror attack to distract from the 250,000 plus rape victims that were, systematically protected and ignored by the British government. So, this obviously makes, the influx of Islamic terrorism look bad. So you're waiting for something like this to happen so you can counter signal it, right? And so we'll go ahead and we'll watch a few of these and go through all of it. Never stop talking about it? Oh, we never will. We're not going to stop talking about this at all. And I think that's what bothers them the most, honestly, because they know that it looks very bad, and that's the reason why they have to counter signal and bring up Jeffrey Epstein or something, as if everybody is, against Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, here we go. Let's watch it.
He doubles down and explains why he doesn't care if Muslim people get stabbed in the UK. I have zero sympathy, and I don't give a fuck about some guy stabbing people because they let stuff like this happen.
I have zero sympathy, and I do not give a fuck about some guy stabbing people. Yeah. It's because they let stuff like this happen on a day.
Who's they? Like, who is the...
You. It's you, Mehdi Hasan, and all of the people that are trying to spread social political Islam in Western countries and enable the bad actors and never hold them accountable. It's specifically you. You do this. You downplay terrorism, you gas it up when you can, and you support it. That's the problem. That's the big issue.
That's letting stuff like this happen.
Allowing huge amounts of migrants to come into the countries while supporting parties that enable this to happen without any sort of safeguards, accountability, or any level of legal repercussions for the bad actors. So you've allowed a systematic rape of hundreds of thousands, probably millions of girls across Europe in an effort to push identity politics. This is what you've done. You've tried to push identity politics, and the result of that is that millions of women have been raped. Girls have been raped. That's exactly what I mean.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And this is like a random black guy in Portugal?
Who should never be in Portugal. He should be deported immediately. We shouldn't have random black guys running around throwing rocks at people in Portugal. These are African migrants, and they should have never been imported into the country. It's a mistake. And the difference is that you want to try to create ambiguity around that, and I don't. So my mindset is that these people should be deported wholesale, right? I mean, I'm sure there are some exceptions of people that can stay that are not problematic, obviously. But I would say like overwhelmingly over 90% of them should be removed. Yeah, I mean, they probably don't improve the economy. They're, in a lot of cases, more violent on average than the average people. That's the reason why many of these countries don't want to even record any statistics about immigration status or race, because they know that it will lead to conclusions that will make them look bad. And I think that Hasan supports those things. You want to have somebody on. You wanted to have Zach Polinsky on your stream who retweeted Mehdi Hasan, who said that the rape gang inquiry was, quote, bullshit. And yeah, I don't really have a lot of sympathy for those people. No, I don't want to hear about how, how bad this stuff is when you're trying to say that people that are systematically raped constantly, and then you can't even discuss any sort of factors around it. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Duh.
How does this...
Majority of the economy is from immigration worldwide. You're uneducated. Do you really think... How is that true whenever China is the second biggest economy and they don't have immigration? Like, just think about this for 3 seconds.
How is this in any way, shape, or form connected to the Islamophobic hate crime that took place in was it Edinburgh?
Islamophobia is a made-up word that's used to silence criticism of Islam. It's not a real word. Obviously, you should be able to be critical of any religion. It's not a phobia to be afraid of a religion. It's not a phobia to disagree with what a religion teaches. That's not a phobia. That's an idea. That's a disagreement. So you trying to reframe people that don't like a religion as some kind of phobia like homophobia or racism is just inaccurate. Islam is a collection of ideas. Disagreeing with that collection of ideas is not in any way, shape, or form a unique thing or a problem at all. Disagreeing with ideas is what Western civilization is built on, and words like Islamophobia work to subvert Western civilization by making certain ideas and groups of ideas off limits. So this is just not true. It's fake. Daily basis, they never police these people, they never hold these people accountable, and then they want us all to have empathy for 5 people that get stabbed.
That's right.
Meanwhile, this is happening on an industrial level all across Europe, and they refuse to even talk about it.
Who is they? Like
You. It's you. You're the one that said that white women being raped is a utilitarian, better alternative than non-white women being raped in colleges. It's you that said that it doesn't matter whether the rapes happen on October 7th. It's you who didn't cover the rape gang inquiry at all, but spent all day talking about the Epstein files. So whenever I'm saying these things, I'm talking about you. Now, it's not just you. There are other people too, but you're one of them. The white girl clip? Yeah, let's watch the... Because this is, in my opinion, probably one of the worst Hasan clips ever. And I don't think people talk about this one enough. Watch this.
Doing one good thing, which is that, like, if you have these...
It's a good thing. Keep in mind, doing one good thing.
Billionaire, WASP fail sons... at least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date rape to other millionaire failed daughters is, like, in some respects, you know, from a utilitarian perspective, of course, a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like,
so if you're a white girl and you're watching Hasan, he literally views it as a lesser of two evils for you to be raped by a white man. That's right. That's literally him saying it. Watch. Oh, we'll play it again. We'll play it one more time.
like doing one good thing, which is that, like, if you have these billionaire WASP fail sons, at least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date rape to other millionaire failed daughters is, like, in some respects...
WASP. I'm sorry. WASP is a term that's used white, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant. So whenever he says WASP, he is explicitly and deliberately, like definitionally, referring to race. It's literally the first letter. That's what WASP means. So he's saying that it is a basically lesser of two evils that white women are being raped. That's right.
You know, from a utilitarian perspective, of course, a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, taking these
a little bit better
guys and putting them in a pen with one another is ultimately getting them away from the broader society. Like,
wow. So this is the person. So whenever I'm talking about who's doing this, I'm talking about you. You're the one that supports this. You're the one that does this. And you've done it for years. Like, how many times did he talk about the rape gang inquiry? I'm pretty sure he didn't read any of it. And if it was, he was trying to read it to disprove it. So he doesn't really care about Jeffrey Epstein. He doesn't really care about the Epstein files. If he did, he wouldn't be defending a country whose Epstein files are their marriage records. Look at Iran's fucking age of consent. They're marrying children over there, and they're raping children there, and it's part of the law. That's what they do. But you're going out there carrying water and making memes about how it's poetic that the Iranian government killed their own people. This is insane.
What do you mean, crime? Are there people who are pro-crime? Is that what
when you support the Houthis that take over ships and they bomb people and they kill them and they take them hostage and Hamas kills Palestinians, it's not Israel only that's killing Palestinians. Hamas is killing them too. There was a big protest that was led as a resistance against Hamas and their occupation of Gaza. And do you know what they did to the leader of that organization? They killed them because they kill their own people. You are supporting literal terrorist murderers. That's what you're doing. It's obvious.
it is? Is there Is there a big they out there that's like pro-crime where they're like, oh,
It's not a big they, but I think that they're influential.
we love crime. Let's have
Never
more
gi-
of it, please.
Give an inch. Yeah, that's exactly it. Never give an inch.
Happening at an industrial level. To be clear,
Yeah.
the terrorist already explained why he committed these attacks after he got arrested. I'm protecting my country from these fucking Muslim bastards raping our young daughters, is what he said. Yes. It's so clear what he's trying to do, man. It's always the same. It's fucking rich people that don't want you to recognize that Muslim immigrants are no different than you in any way, shape, or form. As a matter
They
of fact,
absolutely are whenever they exhibit own group preference and they protect their own whenever there's somebody that's raping and killing people in their community. This is a problem. It is a legitimate problem. All of them are not like that. Obviously not. But there is a subset of people that are like this, that are exhibiting tribalistic, behaviors this way that are putting everybody at risk. And that's a huge problem. I have more in common with some billionaire or a millionaire that's living in my country than I do with a jihadi who wants to kill everybody in my country because we don't believe what they believe. This entire ideology that we're all in this together and this is some sort of a class war. No, it's not. If you really cared about a class war, you would be talking about how bad it is that Cuba is being controlled by one corporation of people that are billionaires. They have more disposable income and more liquid money than Elon Musk has. But for some reason, you never talk about that. You don't care about billionaires. How many billionaires are there in China? There's billionaires everywhere. So this is the problem that I have, is that you're trying to use the carrot on the stick of the class struggle in order to push your ethnic identity politics. And on top of that, you're using it as a way to distract from bad actions like, for example, the industrial scale rapes. So there's billionaires all over the world. Putin's trillions as assets. Yes. Think about how many assets, like, for example, the Iranians have. Think about how much money Khamenei had, right? Probably billions and billions of dollars, but you're going around defending them. Never listen to these people whenever they try to bring up any idea of a class struggle. They don't care about a class struggle. They're using that so they can use you as sheep to Trojan horse their own identity politics into the country. How do I know this? I'll say it again. The core of Hasan's ideology is completely Muslim Islamic terrorism. That is the one thing that he will never compromise on. You'll compromise with rich people because you have no problem with Cuba, Iran, and China. You'll compromise on LGBT rights because you support groups that want to kill LGBT people. You'll compromise with anti-Semitism because you support groups and you say that you're 10 toes down with the Houthis that wants to literally kill all of the Jews. It's in their mission statement. And then you go around and you say that your favorite flag is Hezbollah. What do you think Hezbollah thinks about Jews? What would it look like if I said my favorite flag was the Nazi flag? Everybody would realize that I'm crypto messaging that I support the Nazis. But somehow we're supposed to expect that you're not doing that? Are you kidding me? That's obviously what you're doing. So every single other value that Hasan pretends to have, he will easily compromise at the first step of a possibility of the influx or the increase of Islamic terrorism or Islamic influence. This is what he will do. And that is the one thing. Think about, what else do Ethan and Hasan disagree on besides Islamic terrorism, besides Hamas? What do they disagree on? Basically nothing. So why is it that Hasan was willing to destroy and throw away a relationship with a person because of that one individual disagreement? It's because that is the core of his ideology. The core of his ideology is Islamic extremism and terrorism. And that is the one value that he will never compromise. You the other day said that you don't have a problem with people posting about Yahya Sinwar. This was the guy who was one of the main architects of the October 7th attack in Israel that killed thousands, I think it was over 1,000 people, including Americans. How would you not have a problem with a person who, orchestrated a terror attack that killed 1,000 people? How would you not have a problem with people talking about how he's a good guy? It's because you obviously support it. That's it. So keep that in mind. That is the one value he will never compromise. All of this other class, oh, he cares about the working man. No, you don't. You give a shit about them.
You have a lot more similarities with these Muslim immigrants than you do.
Some of them, but not all of them. If there is a person that comes into the country and they're talking about forcing everybody in the country to think like they think, they want to live in a completely different way. No, you don't. You don't have everything in common. This is a total psyop, and it is a lie. No, you don't have a lot in common with many of these other people that have completely extremist, radical, violent ideas, and they create a mosaic network of an ethnic demographic that effectively protects people from consequences when they rape your daughters. Absolutely not. No, you don't have anything in common with them. To the extent that they're saying that, it's because they want you to, for some reason or another, not criticize this behavior. No, I don't have anything in common with that. Absolutely not. Like, remember whenever Henry Novak got stabbed and then the mother was out there at the courthouse and the sister was talking about how they were racist? Do you want to tell me that I have more in common with that person? No, I don't. Absolutely I don't. I want them out of Western civilization entirely.
With your landlord or your boss or faceless, lifeless, parasitic forces of capital. They don't care about you. Okay? These guys are your neighbors. But as long as
they're your neighbors. That's the problem. That's the entire problem. If you read the rape report, you'd know that. But you don't want to read that. Because you don't actually care.
Hate your neighbors instead of recognizing who actually controls the levers of power, you are the easiest to fuck.
The people that are controlling the levers of power are enabling this because they want votes. That's the reason why. They want votes, and they want to not hold these people accountable in order to maintain those votes. That's the reason why. It's obvious that's what's happening. It's the same thing that happened in Minnesota with Somalians, and this is just a common behavior that's happening where primarily, I would say not always, but primarily leftist policies and leftist policymakers try to import in entire voting blocks and then base their politics, did I say Minnesota? Whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying, okay? You know what I'm saying. So, really, really loud Sharia law and systematically overlooked vulnerable girls. Yes, obviously, this is what happened. So, anyway, this is what's happening, is that you are importing in these voting blocks, and that's it. That you're importing them in order to make them continue voting for you.
Dupe and manipulate. That's all this is. And Asmongold is a champion of this cause.
Yes.
Asmongold is the great divider.
I am absolutely the great divider. I do not see you as an American in the way that I see other people as Americans. I see you as a subversive force who are trying to insert yourself into American politics, force Middle Eastern identity issues, and then divide the voting population around those issues. That's what you are. And I think more Democrats are starting to realize that. That's why you're getting your talks canceled. That's why you're getting, people are moving away from you. They're trying to, not associate with you. Even Zohran Mendami condemned you inside of the NYC debate. That's what you're doing. It's obvious that's what you're doing. There is on. What is this here? Is the full stop prime examples enemy of the West? What is this here? Can I find this? Oh, yeah, and then this is the other person, by the way. This is the person I was criticizing.
Different from the rest of the non-Muslims, from the rest of those human beings who live their lives as animals, bending any rule to fulfill any desire. Once we do that, we are lost.
No, I don't have anything in common with that person. I don't want them in my country. I don't want them in my culture. I don't. No, I don't. I am absolutely a divider. I recognize that that person is my enemy, and they recognize that I am their enemy. But they lie to people that are good-natured, and they try to play to this idea of class politics. If you really cared about class politics, you wouldn't sabotage every single instance of class politics done by Democrats if it doesn't follow your very, very strict regiment of enabling Islamic terrorism through Iran or through the Middle East in general. It's manipulation. It is.
He does not want you to get mad at the wealthy. He wants you to get mad at others. Okay?
The wealthy are the others.
He wants you to get mad at other working class folk.
Yeah. Because they're causing problems they shouldn't be here.
That's it. He wants to make you feel like there are some of these like super woke forces out there who actually don't think that crime is a bad thing. And
that's correct, because the report proves that. And I think that the continual protection of these people by these insular secondary immigrant communities indicates that they don't think that crime is a problem. Yes, this entire idea, see, this is what somebody like Hasan does, is they try to make this argument ad absurdum, right? It's like, oh, well, this is, you know, it's so absurd and so crazy that somebody would do this. I agree. I don't know why they're doing it, but they sure are. That's really it. You're going around and you're supporting these people that are literally enabling rape. This is what you're doing. You're downplaying the rape of hundreds of thousands of people, and when it's happening to white girls, you're saying that it's, from a utilitarian perspective, a lesser of two evils. That's what you're saying. You're literally saying that yourself.
And should be solved in any meaningful fashion. He has no solution to it. As a matter of fact,
I have a solution for it. I think we should deport all of these people systematically, use the National Guard, the military, the police force, and every other lever of government to not only freeze their funds, but remove them, revoke their citizenship, send them back, send back their families, send back these entire communities. That's my solution. It's very simple, actually. I made it very clear. That's the solution. Go back. Yeah, what do you mean I don't have a solution? I've had a solution the entire time.
Benefits from crime continuing, so we can always point to it and try to make it into racial agitprop.
Well, 87% were one racial group from Pakistan. That's substantial. That's a really substantial number. Yeah, this is true. That's what's happening. There are problems with capitalism. There are problems with class dynamics. But people like Hasan don't care about those problems as ends. They care about them as means. They use those problems in order to push identity politics. They don't actually care about them.
There's always this like other. Problem is this kind of racist agitated propaganda is very effective because a lot of people want to abdicate responsibility away, and a lot of people also don't want to look at the current system, the current design of the system, and want to believe that actually there is like some kind of nefarious shadow elite that's like...
Yeah, it's exactly what's happening. It's obvious that's what's happening. Everybody can see it.
Demographically replacing them.
Well, yeah, there is a demographic replacement that's underway. It's obvious that that's happening. You can see that that's represented in statistics, and you can also see that in statements made, for example, by Angela Merkel, for her saying that she was importing people so she could offset the far right. This isn't a conspiracy. This isn't behind closed doors. He's right about that. It's something that they openly state. They openly state that, and they want to do that.
And creating an existential crisis.
Yeah.
The existential...
It is an existential crisis. It absolutely is.
Crisis is here. It's capitalism.
Capitalism is the real problem, not the institutionalized rape gangs that are going around and have the support from the government that are basically allowing this to happen for votes. No, all of your daughters and sisters and mothers and, you know, like nieces and all of this, and even nephews, right? Them getting raped, no, that's not the real problem. That's not the problem, guys. No, the real problem is the guy that built a business that made a lot of money off of it. Oh, right. Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely.
He said, I've spent hours covering the UK grooming gang reports. I have zero sympathy for people who are downplaying it and calling it bullshit. The atrocities against those children and the years of authorities covering it up are disgusting.
What are you laughing at? What's so funny about this? What is this?
Epstein defender, by the way.
We've probably covered Epstein more than anyone else. So, by the way,
Epstein defender, by the way.
and you see how he puts himself into full cam to say that for like extra emphasis. So if you look at, for example, Asmongold Epstein, these are the videos that I've made about Jeffrey Epstein. Uh-huh. It's still going. Yep. And you can see his photo in all these, right? I mean, it's clearly me talking about him. That's it. I'm an Epstein defender. I've probably made more videos that have gotten views for Jeffrey Epstein than Hasan has views on his entire channel. And if I had to guess, it's probably not even close. And that's okay.
I've spent hours covering the UK grooming gang reports. I have zero sympathy for people who are downplaying it and calling it bullshit. The atrocities against those children and the years of authorities covering it up are disgusting.
He has nothing to say. Nothing to say because you know it's true. Except for a snort. He's going to give it a ceremonial snort.
Epstein defender, by the way.
Calling somebody an Epstein defender that's made more videos about Jeffrey Epstein than probably... I'm not even kidding. Look at all of these. I've made more videos about this time, and this probably isn't all of them, by the way. There's probably a handful that aren't aggregated here. And this is just on YouTube. I've talked about this more than anybody. I can almost guarantee you that there are more clips and more videos of me talking about Jeffrey Epstein collectively than probably any other person on the internet. I genuinely believe that. You didn't give props to Rokana? I did. I talked to him, actually. And really to say this, during the period I talked to him, and, you know, like I said, like, if there's more information, I'd love for you to come on my stream. Because there was a greater... Like, I don't agree with Rokana on a lot of things. But something like the Epstein files needs to be addressed. And whenever you're looking at institutional capture from both sides... You have to try to get allies wherever you can. And if he is an uncommon or an unlikely ally, I was more than willing to take it. Because it was such a huge problem.
Because Twitch is terrified of actually offering consequences to anyone that is right-wing. Okay.
That's right. You have to get people banned. That's it. So now you're upset. So now, oh wow. Hopefully, please protect me. Hopefully somebody gets banned. Oh no, I can't actually talk about this or address the points. I have to go and say you need to get banned. Oh my god. This is the person that literally supported terrorists killing people. Like,
okay, that's it. They're absolutely and utterly fucking terrified. There is no dedicated mass, mass banning incident. Like, there are no forces in the same way.
There's no dedicated mass banning incident to people who are spreading right-wing beliefs. Right. Yeah, definitely not. No, that's never happened. That's never happened, guys.
Like, right-wing Discord servers, including Asmongold server, will sit around and wait for an opportune moment, like a clip that looks weird or a clip that they can clip out of context to immediately mass spam reports. We don't do that.
Yeah, you do.
We don't do that.
Yeah, you do. You obviously do. Like, you do the exact same thing. Like, you have dozens of Twitter accounts that you retweet and signal boost and elevate all the time. You signal boosted Twitter accounts that accused me of killing my own mother. How can you possibly say that you don't do that? I never brought your family into any of this. All of those accusations about your dad, I never even talked about that ever. But you're going and you're elevating that. I never do that. That's insane. We never did that, by the way. People on Discord only report people who make threats of violence. Well, that's probably why he thinks he's being targeted.
Not at all. And that's part of the reason why that, you know, these guys get away with whatever the fuck they want. They also run a fairly tight ship. Like, I'm willing to bet this kind of stuff doesn't get boosted on LSF. Whenever a clip like this,
well, they have a no politics rule. So obviously, if I'm talking about something political, it wouldn't get boosted on LSF because it's politics. Logically, that's what would make sense, right? Like, I mean, obviously.
Clip like this is out there, okay? It gets deboosted.
No, the reason why I don't push, like, I mean, why would I go after his dad? I don't care. Nobody cares. It's just stupid. It's just stupid, childish personal attacks. Like, whenever people are saying, like, I killed my mom, like, nobody gives a shit about that. It's not like it's going to change anybody's mind. It's just nasty personal attacks made by people that have nothing left to say. It's not like it's going to move the needle. It's not going to help my strategy. It's not going to improve anything. It's just nasty, mean, stupid, destructive behavior that helps no one. So why would I use a strategy that way just to hopefully inflict more personal... I don't care about people's personality. Like, I don't hate Hasan as a person. I hate what he says. I hate what he stands for. I don't care about what he does personally. It's not relevant to me. He could be the greatest guy or the worst guy ever. It's not relevant at all. It's what you're saying.
It's deboosted. Here he is endorsing an Islamophobic hate crime that took place one day after he was reading the Rupert Lowe rape report that falsely claimed that all Muslims are doing mass rapes against white women.
Falsely claimed that all Muslims are doing mass rapes against white women. This is why everybody hates you. This is why the entire commentary community and people on YouTube and everybody on the right and the left all hate you. It's because you can never engage with or deal with any sort of legitimate criticism without reframing it into a lie. You are insulting the intelligence of all of your viewers, and you're just misrepresenting things for no reason in order to push a narrative that's not even real. Believe all victims except this time? Yeah. So this is, yeah, you literally just lie and reframe it and turn it into something that it's not in order to hopefully make it more, you know, like worse. You're trying to downplay the rape report because it's inconvenient to your core politics.
Rarely do you ever see this kind of clip make its way to livestream fails or numerous other subreddits where people can upvote it and complain about how disgusting or how odious this conversation is, how odious this and toxic this person is, and their worldview being repulsive. Okay? Twitter is already dominated by the far right, so when this kind of stuff goes viral on Twitter...
Isn't it crazy how every platform that isn't massively censored is dominated by the far right? Wow, I wonder why that is. And also, it's not dominated by the far right. Like, this isn't even true. You have tons of people that are left-wing that are saying things all the time on Twitter. Hasan gets thousands of likes on Twitter. What do you mean that it's dominated by the far right? There's tons of lib-slop opinions that get 100,000 likes all the time. It's not even true.
People actually celebrate it. They cherish it. They think it's awesome. And Twitch is terrified of taking any action against someone who is actively championing hate crimes taking place.
3 hours since this event happened, and now 250,000 plus rapes, sexual assaults, and abuse, or sorry, victims, because the rapes obviously happened multiple times. Not a single peep, not a single, not a bit of conversation, never wanted to talk about that even for a second. And the reason why is because you don't actually care about it. You only care about the political implications. And in the instance where you did acknowledge it, you poisoned the well by falsely framing it in something that it wasn't. Everybody knows what you're doing. Everybody else has to listen to this narrative. Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
Scrutiny on this. His audience will then turn around and claim falsely that I say this exact same kind of thing about Jewish people, and then they will do a counter messaging campaign.
Well, you don't say that same thing about Jewish people. You just support people that want to do the next Holocaust. Whenever you're supporting people that actively want to genocide Jews worldwide, like the Houthis or Hamas or Hezbollah, Yeah, I'd say that's anti-Semitic. That's like saying, well, I'm not anti-Semitic, but I support the Nazis. What are you talking about? Really? Like, what are we even doing here? They want to kill Americans too? They do. But this is the reason why you're being called anti-Semitic, is because you openly express support for groups that want to systematically kill Jews. That's the reason why people think that you're anti-Semitic. I don't know why this is complicated. It's obvious.
To make it seem like I am actively demanding hate crimes happen to Jewish people or whatever.
It's like saying I'm not racist against blacks, but I support the KKK, but you literally say the KKK should have the right to exist. Well, the KKK, number one, there's nobody here supporting, I hope, right? Nobody here is supporting the KKK. And on top of that, like, I'm not saying that. I've never said that. Obviously, people have a right to freedom of speech, but no, I don't support them at all. It's like an insane comparison. What?
So just wait. I know exactly how this song is sung. I know exactly how this song and dance goes.
Because you know what you're doing. Of course you know how it goes because you're the one that's doing it. Yeah, you're supporting people that are going around saying that they want to kill Jews. And then you act like, oh my God, I bet they're going to say that I'm anti-Semitic. This is like shitting your pants and then saying, guys, I can read minds. I'm going to walk into this Walmart and people are going to say I smell bad. Duh. Obviously. When you're supporting people that want to systematically kill Jews, they're going to think that you're anti-Semitic. Like, what? He thinks he's like Joseph Joestar, and your next line is going to be like, yeah, duh.
Only right-wingers get to have quote-unquote free speech. No one else. Bro, giving them tutorials? No, it's just...
Yeah, your free speech is advocating for terrorism. Yes, that's right. And by the way, you have free speech. You're not banned. You have enjoyed total institutional protection on every single systematic level that exists. You enjoy institutional protection on your main platform, Twitch. You enjoy institutional protection, or enjoyed institutional protection on Twitter. And I think that because of that, you're probably not going to get banned on Twitter, even if you do say something that's problematic. Like, for example, advocate to kill Rick Scott, or post, like, in my opinion, I think you should have been banned on Twitter when you posted the picture of the makeshift gun that was used to kill Shinzo Abe. I think the moment that you posted that, your account should have been instantly permabanned, because you are making a implicit threat and an advocacy to political assassination and violence. You should have been banned. You didn't get banned. And one of the reasons why you didn't get banned is because you had an institutional grandfathered in presence on the website that made it harder for them to justify banning you. If that didn't happen, if Twitter was never the way that it was, you'd probably be off the platform for that. And you should have been too. That's the truth. He advocated for suicide drones too. I don't remember the clip for that. I'm not going to get into that.
I'm pre-watching it. Okay.
Guys, I predict they're going to call me out for my support of organizations that want to kill Jews. Oh, they're doing it? I'm so smart. Look at me. Look how smart I am.
What he's saying, what he's calling something bad happening to people like him, is a fucking
something like, yeah,
Islamophobic hate crime, dude.
It's Islamophobic. It's not Islamophobic. That's a made-up word. I don't want to hear the made-up word.
People being stabbed in a mass stabbing incident.
Here's the difference, is that whenever somebody goes and does this, everybody realizes that this guy that did the stabbing is a psycho retard. You're not going to have his family and an entire community of people trying to act like he didn't do it. He's going to be held accountable, and there's a good chance that when he gets to prison, he's going to get the shit beat out of him. That's the difference. It's that you don't hold bad actors inside of your own community accountable, and because of that, your entire community gets judged by those bad actors. When Henry Novak had, what was killed, and then the killer's family was out there supporting him, that's what's truly disgusting. Everybody knows that you're going to have murderers and rapists. We all know this. Like, this is just, it's the nature of the human condition at the end of the day. It really is. It's the nature of the human condition. You're going to have bad actors, you're going to have evil people, and you're going to have bad things happen. But the difference is that you shouldn't be systematically allowing it to happen and then also defending it whenever you think that it's on your side. And that's the difference between, for example, whenever I made 1,000 videos about the Epstein files, and he won't even talk about the rape report without poisoning the well. That's the difference.
These are innocent people. The fuck is wrong with you? It's totally unacceptable. It's unacceptable when it happens to anyone.
Yeah, and you know who else was innocent? All the British girls that were raped systematically by the majority Pakistani Muslim rape gangs. They were innocent too. They didn't consent because they were 11 years old. But you're not talking about that. These people have no moral high ground anymore. There is no moral high ground. There is no pleas for humanity whenever you are enabling this. That's over. That's done. You had your chance and you threw it away.
Anyway. Yeah. Piker Broadcasting Service for tomorrow's smear campaign today.
Right, there's too many of them. Oh, that his bullshit rape gang report falsely claiming Muslims raped 250,000 white girls.
Bro, this isn't even a dog whistle. This is a full-blown endorsement. It's a bullhorn.
Yeah, it is. Mehdi Hasan is endorsing the rape gangs by trying to downplay it. That's exactly what he's doing. That's correct. That's what I was calling out. And then a guy that you wanted to have on your stream, Zach Polinsky, that's the reason why it's getting recommended to you also, is reposting it. So yeah, it is a bullhorn. That's the problem. You're only upset now that people are listening.
He's just straight up saying like, yeah, whatever. Am I supposed to care about something bad happening to Muslims and people like you? Implying, you know, he's saying like Mehdi Hasan.
Yeah, because you're enabling rapes of hundreds of thousands of people. You're actively doing that.
Happened to your people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel bad. I mean, that's it. What else can I fucking say about this? I mean, it's gross. It's disgusting. Mm-hmm. It's unbelievably racist. And guess what? Most likely,
it's not racist.
Nothing will fucking happen.
Because it shouldn't. If anything should happen, they should ban people like you for constantly advocating for terrorism and supporting groups that want to kill all of the Jews. I mean, if anything should happen, it should be that. And I'm not even advocating for that. I'm just saying.
Gold will not receive a punishment for this. If he does, Elon Musk will tweet about it and will complain about it and will say that, like, free speech is being suppressed. Our brave warrior Asmongold was banned for saying the truth about, you know, Pakistani rape gangs or whatever.
Or whatever. Or what? See, the constant downplaying. The constant downplaying. Every single time.
And it'll be a whole fucking chaotic media cycle. The right-wing forces will defend him. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what to fucking say. I feel like this is where it would have been helpful to have some kind of broad base of support and solidarity amongst creators to demand Twitch take action. I know a lot of creators don't care, but I feel like enough do. No, they don't. They're terrified.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of creators, there's actually been multiple creators, I would never reveal names, but there have been multiple creators, ironically all female, that have reached out to me and actually said how much they appreciate me talking about the rape gang inquiry and how much they care about the fact that I did that. So you'd actually be surprised at how little people support you and how many people hate you. They see the clips of you trying to act like raping white women is the lesser of two evils, and they don't like that because some of them are white. I'd never talk about this publicly or name names. I never have to do that. He wants people to do that because he cares more about optics.
Asmongold runs a mass harassment shop against...
If I run a mass harassment shop, then why were people telling Dr. K that they were most afraid of your audience? Do you think Dr. K lied? Is he another Israeli spy? You harass people like crazy. All of the people that are accusing me of killing my own mom, they're all your fans. Who does that? Hasan is one of the figureheads of the most vicious, vitriolic, aggressive, psychotic, psychopathic groups of people on the entire internet. And he harnesses and weaponizes them as much as he possibly can. Nobody else does that. Not even remotely to the same degree that he does. That's the reason why people don't talk bad about you. It's because you harass them systematically, and your orbiters do the same thing. I'm a Muslim and I'm disgusted by this shit. No, you don't understand. Like, everybody, we know that most, like, there's a reason why these guys from Pakistan go to Europe. One of the reasons why they do that is because if they did it in Pakistan, they'd be dead. Do you think that they put up with this shit in a lot of these Muslim countries? No, they kill them. They literally kill them for doing this. So, no, there's no, like, listen, like, I'm not against all of you guys. The problem is very simple. The problem is when you have an ethnic group come into the country that behaves as a tribal group rather than assimilating, and then commits crimes and protects itself. That doesn't mean you hate all Muslims. It doesn't mean you don't want any immigration, but that's a big problem, and it needs to be seen for the way it is. And honestly, I think we should just listen to the way the UAE does it. Listen to them, take their advice. They're the experts on Islam. Just listen to them and do what they say. They're the ones that say that we have an extremist problem. What the hell's happening? You like this is 90% of it's propaganda, radicalization, systemic failure? I think it's 90%. I don't know what 90% of what. I have no idea.
Literally content creators with like 30 concurrent viewers. He does not.
Yeah.
He will go after anyone and everyone. I mean, he goes after me all the time too, but I have a large enough audience that I can withstand it. I don't give a shit. Whereas he will go after like random trans content creators from Twitter that have like 30 concurrent viewers on Twitch.
Why would it matter if they're trans? What would being trans have anything to do with this? You're trying to add an additional moral value that I'm trying to like single out and attack trans people. It's like a protected class, like, oh, wow, I'm bullying all the trans people. No, just the ones that want to indoctrinate and talk to kids. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a huge problem.
Over and over again and try to, like, you know, mobilize the community to engage in mass harassment. Yeah. He takes advantage of the Epstein harassment shop as well.
Epstein harassment shop? What?
Oftentimes their targets are aligned, you know, random left figures, people like myself. So they join forces.
Well, I think that that's a good reveal on why you don't have the Democrats that support you and why they don't want to have anything to do with you. It's because you other yourself from them whenever you actually find it convenient. CatDany is a liberal. CatDany is a liberal Democrat. He has opinions that I disagree with, but CatDany is an American.
And do this kind of targeted smear campaigns and targeted harassment campaigns. And it feeds into this never-ending cycle of reactionary commentary on YouTube. And a lot of the slop tubers don't even care about it either. They don't have any sort of like real...
Yeah, because nobody is going to listen to you say that I'm an Epstein defender after I've made 100 videos on Jeffrey Epstein and take you seriously. You just look like a retard.
Political opinion. They're just like totally fine with right-wing commentary or believe in right-wing commentary regardless. And that's how you maintain an outsized right-wing slanted media sphere that has actually a very diverse audience.
It would be much better if I was aligning with literal terrorist organizations that rape and kill people like Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, and trying to run defense for the Iranian government that's massacred and murdered tens of thousands of their own people. They had to turn off the internet so they could start shooting everybody. But no, the problem really is the fact that I don't actively view CatDany's community as some evil group of people. No, I don't like a lot of the things that they say, and they don't like what I say. But that doesn't mean that we can't come together and recognize that you are an external threat that's coming into American politics. You're trying to import foreign blood feuds that are thousands of years old into American politics. That's what you want to do. And I think that everybody sees that, and they rightfully completely repudiate it. And that's why your speaking arrangements are being canceled. That's why you're getting canceled from going to the UK.
with a diversity of opinion, but it's not really reflected because all of the top.
This clip is sped up? Oh, I didn't even realize that. Holy shit. Jesus. Yeah, wow. I wasn't even thinking of this.
Left content creators are ritualistically humiliated on the timeline.
Yeah, because they support things like child genital mutilation. They support things like the Iranian terrorist government. They support things like October 7th. They deserve to be humiliated. And they should honestly be humiliated more.
By virtually every...
They support terrorist rapists and pedophiles.
Apolitical to far-right figure on the internet, and most of these websites, especially Twitter, which a lot of these kinds of smear campaigns aggregate from, are so boosted to the far right in their algorithm that it ends up having this exact same toxic attitude reinforced.
It's the algorithm. It's Elon Musk. It's never you. It's never your fault. It's always somebody else.
In all the other platforms that rely on these smear campaigns that are being boosted on Twitter. It doesn't just stay on Twitter. It makes its way to Reddit. It makes its way to TikTok.
Thank God. Thank God. People are seeing the message. By the way, about harassing smaller content creators, what's this?
So I'm on break at work right now, so I look kind of chopped, but Hasan Piker fans are actually rabid animals. My DMs are... So I'm on break at work right now, so I look kind of chopped, but Hasan Piker fans are actually rabid animals. My DMs are full of people threatening to assault me, dox me, calling me Amber Heard as an insult, saying that I am using propaganda and I'm being paid by YouTubers that I also hate. Yeah, it's crazy that I called out Hasan for tourism and misogyny and being basically a passport bro, and I've got people calling me like a conservative in my DMs and just saying I'm spreading propaganda and that
it's not him that's harassing people. No.
Even if he did these things, we still need him as the face of the left. But yeah, Hasan fans straight up got me demonetized. And this is coming from someone that used to be subbed to Hasan. I was giving that millionaire money because I was an idiot. So, yeah, maybe let's cool it with the rape threats because I don't really think that's helping with the misogyny allegations. That would be great if you could stop threatening to murder me.
Man. I don't know. I think that's kind of bad. When you criticize Hasan Piker and he says you defend white supremacy and calls you a rablib because you said white leftists shouldn't call Candace Owens slurs and his followers mass report your video and flood your comments with snowflakes because you call them a misogynist.
You guys are developing this idea that someone like myself is constantly breaking the rules on Twitch.
Well, yeah.
Never getting punished for it.
You do.
Whereas someone like Asmongold is simply a regular dude saying the truth.
You know what? I'm glad he finally realized this.
Sometimes going a little too far, but ultimately he's just a regular dude, right?
So
I mean, he
true.
wears a white t-shirt. So I can't possibly fathom that this is a
Are you really getting upset? Is this really like you're really in on he's all in on his suits, isn't he? This is the worst suit that I've ever seen in my life. Like, what is this? Is this like a 1968 trailer for like a Sears vacuum cleaner? You're going to try to sell me a vacuum cleaner? How about a new washing machine? Maybe one of these newfangled portable air conditioning machines. This is embarrassing. He's dressed like he came out of the back rooms. What are you doing? And you're making fun of my t-shirt.
This is how you feed the algorithm. What it takes to feed the algorithm, we don't
Have you ever thought about why there's a big algorithm for content that's negative about you? Here, I'll explain it. It's because a lot of people hate you. They don't like you. All across the board. Republicans don't like you. Democrats don't like you. A lot of people don't like you. Keep in mind that whenever they did polling about Hasan Piker favorability, that people that were living with their parents had like positive favorability of Hasan, and people that were living with their own kids, so like they had their own life, they had negative favorability. Why would this happen? Nobody knows.